Welcome back to the channel. Monica Louv here at the Love Messages. So today we will be doing a reading from the 7th to the 14th of May. Now this is going to be a general reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. If it does resonate with you and you're interested in a private reading with me, link for that will be in the description box below. Libra, in this reading, I'm going to be taking a look at past, present, and future for you. I'm going to clarify the cards and pull some advice. Okay, so your challenge, Libra, is the King of Pentacles. Okay. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the 10 of Wands upright. Okay. So your biggest challenge here for the second week of May is the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles could be an earth sign that you're dealing with: Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This can mean a number of things. I won't know until I clarify. But ultimately, I feel like this has a lot to do with investments, finances, shared resources, possibly. We're going to see when we clarify in a moment. Okay. Now, in the recent past, you have the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and you have the High Priestess. So in the recent past, I do feel that there was a strong connection here, relationship that you entered into. There was an opportunity from this person that you were interested here in the past. Now, in the past, there was a bit of this silent treatment within the relationship, and it made you question, okay, is this for me? Is this person for me? Are they, are they really the one? There was a lot of chemistry here in the past between you and this person, but it also made you question whether or not they were the one for you, okay? Now, of course, we're going to clarify this. We're going to get more information for you in a moment. Now, in the present moment, you have the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the Magician. You're manifesting, okay? You're manifesting abundance. You're manifesting money, abundance, windfall of money, luck, long-term connection here. I think the issue that's showing up here in the present moment is a lot of you are very independent, okay? There's a strong energy here of independence, financial abundance, self-reliance here, and if there is this energy of coming together between you and this particular person, then for many of you, you are manifesting that. That's what's showing up here for you. We're going to clarify and get more information in a moment. In the near future, you have the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and you have the Page of Wands. So in the near future, a lot of you are going to be contemplating whether or not you want to move into a completely new direction. I feel like you are going to be moving into a new direction. Some of you have to recognize something very important, and it has a lot to do with a fire sign that you're dealing with: Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Some of you are attracting someone here who's inconsistent with you in the near future. Not going to resonate with all of you. Some of you have perfect relationships, and that's great. Congratulations. But others of you are still in the midst here of attracting somebody here that you're uncertain about. And this is why the Two of Pentacles is showing up, because there's this inconsistent energy. There's this on and off, in and out, inconsistent energy with the Knight of Wands. Some of you may decide to completely move on from this person, or you may decide to have a new beginning on your own. Okay. We're going to see when we clarify. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the 10 of Wands here, and the 10 of Wands is indicating that something here in your life that's been extremely difficult is coming to an end. A lot of you are contemplating whether or not you should accept somebody's offer. Somebody is trying to make an offer to you, but a lot of you are either A, not interested in it, or you're just bored, or you just don't have time for it. Okay. And this is especially true if you're a Libra and somebody's been playing games with you. Okay. Because some of you have been dealing with somebody who's been on and off with you or making things difficult for you, and you may decide to completely move forward on your own. Now, of course, we're going to clarify all the cards. We're going to see all of the details. Okay. So let's hop into your reading. Let's do some clarification. Let's see what's going on. Let's clarify your challenge. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is your challenge for the second week of May. And the King of Pentacles is clarified by the Moon, the Magician, and the Eight of Swords. So deep down inside, Libra, something is bothering you on a very deep level. And I think what's really bothering you at this time is the feeling of uncertainty connected to stability when it comes to a specific person that you're dealing with. Now, if you're already in a relationship, some of you, not all of you, but some of you are in a relationship and you feel alone, okay? You feel stuck or you feel alone. There's a trapped energy here, okay? And a lot of you are trying to manifest your way out of this. Your biggest challenge here is to really connect with your emotions this coming week, okay? Really connect with your emotions, really connect with how you feel, because a lot of you may be dismissing your feelings. A lot of you may be dismissing the fact that you feel alone, the fact that you feel as if you don't really know what the future holds for you, okay? Bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Pentacles. So there's a choice or decision that you may need to make this week about your personal circumstances. And again, I really do strongly feel this has a feeling of isolation, uncertainty, feeling trapped in a situation, and your emotions, how you're feeling, your highs, your lows, how you're feeling, that's really going to give you information on what your next move needs to be. Some of you are looking at your investments, you're looking at your resources and trying to figure out how you can release yourself from the situation that's really been affecting you on a deep level. Your biggest challenge here is to recognize the strength and the capabilities that you have within yourself to get out of a situation that you are in at this time. The Magician is someone who harnesses all the resources, all the things around them to create the reality that he or she wants. Okay, so that's going to be a big part of your challenge, recognizing you are the King of Pentacles. A lot of you have something in your astrology chart that is very much connected to earth energy. Okay, so your moon energy here right now, some of you have a moon in Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. So really recognize that you're not a victim, that you have the capabilities to get out of a situation that's making you feel stuck, but listen to your emotions. I always like to use emotions as a sounding board. Emotions are not things that should be dismissed. Some people minimize emotions. I like to emphasize emotions because your emotions are going to create this feeling within you. It's almost intuitive energy here of what you need to do next. So your inner voice, your intuitions, your feelings. If you feel tired around somebody, if you feel drained around someone, if you feel trapped around someone, that's your emotions trying to tell you that something here needs to change and that you have the power to make that change. And I feel like that has a lot to do with your challenge, okay? So identifying the power that you have within yourself to release yourself from a situation that you feel trapped in. That's going to be a big part of your challenge this coming week, okay? So let's talk about the recent past. I'm going to clarify all the cards. So bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Cups. There was a disappointment here in the past connected to your love life. You have the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is clarified by the Two of Cups again, the Death and the Tower. There was a breakup here in the past between you and a specific person that you were seeing or dating. It's not going to resonate with all of you, but this was very unexpected when this happened in the recent past for you. I do feel there was a new opportunity in the past, the Page of Pentacles, where you started something new, a new project. And it really helped you to get over this relationship that just really didn't work out for you in the past. You have the Eight of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. So in the recent past, there was a lot of communication. And the communication that took place in the recent past for you had a lot to do with this competitive energy, right? Something here was bothering you. It was really affecting you on a deep level. And for some of you, there was some sort of interference and a connection here in the past, and that's why it came to an end. I'm seeing for you 444 on the clock. Just check out what 444 means for you. There could be an important message in regards to that. You can comment it below. I will pin it and like it for other people in the comments to see it. Okay, because there's something here about 444 that happened in your past, and it's really going to help you to really understand why you went through what you went through. Because many of you went through a major breakup something that affected you on a very deep level. It changed everything within your life, and it made you rethink your whole entire life. But a lot of you started something new here in the past to really forget about this person, forget about this trauma that you faced in the past. In the past, I also get this silent treatment where somebody, stopped talking to you, or there was a lack of communication here in the past. And for many of you, you realized you have the 9 of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and you have the King of Swords. A lot of you realized here in the past that it was extremely important for you to rely on yourself. So if you were involved in a connection where you were relying on this person to do X, Y, and Z for you, you started to really realize in the past, you know what, I need to rely on myself. Because if I don't rely on myself and I'm relying on somebody else to do the things that I should be doing for myself, I'm just going to find myself disappointed. So a lot of you got really clear on something here that you needed to achieve or accomplish. So you started to stick to that here in the past. And I think what really helped you with this as well, Libra, is you started to become very spiritual, very aware of astrology, maybe tarot, certain esoteric sciences, spirituality that really helped you to realize how important it was to focus on you, to grow your resources for yourself. And that's what a lot of you did. So a toxic relationship that you were involved in really helped you evolve into the person that you needed to become here in the past. Okay, bottom of the deck, 5 of Cups. Yeah, there was a huge disappointment here that made you realize how important it was for you to work on yourself. And that's what a lot of you did here in the past. Now, let's clarify in the present moment. Okay, you have bottom of the deck 4 of Wands. So a relationship, okay? A relationship, an opportunity to have a relationship. Even though this opportunity is coming into your life, you have the 6 of Swords here. So there's a strong energy here of somebody disconnecting from you, possibly. So again, there's a little bit of this wishy-washy energy in the present moment. We're going to talk about it and see why that's showing up. At the top of your reading, you have the 10 of Pentacles, abundance. So money may be coming in for you, an opportunity for money, abundance here that's flowing in for you. This can also represent a long-term commitment that's coming into your life. That is clarified by the 5 of Wands. You have the Star and the 9 of Wands. So there's conflict here in the present moment. The reason why there's conflict is because let's say you're in a relationship right now, okay, long-term relationship, everything's great. There's resources, there's abundance, there's children, there's family. If you're in this situation, I feel there's a conflict. Okay. And the reason why there's a conflict at this time, one of the things that you have to be aware of if you're a rising Libra, okay, you have Neptune that entered into your 7th house in Aries in March, which means a lot of the issues within your relationship are starting to appear now. Neptune is there. Neptune creates this fog. It creates this Neptunian energy, Pisces energy. So for many of you, there's certain elements within the relationship that may need to change or that may be coming to an end. You also have the 9 of Wands here. So there's this energy in the present moment where you may be trying to make something work. Okay, you're trying to make it work over and over and over again, and it's creating this conflict. One of the reasons why the conflict is showing up is because the vision that you have for the future and the vision that this person that you're dealing with in the future, it's not in alignment. Okay. And this is happening in a relationship that you're already in. Okay. Some of you are contemplating leaving the relationship or disconnecting. I don't think you've made that solid decision yet. Some of you have, but it has a lot to do with a conflict. Okay. There's a conflict here. Now, you have the 9 of Pentacles. A lot of you are financially independent. You don't really need to rely on anybody because in the past you learned it's not healthy to rely on other people financially. You need to kind of just do your own thing. That's what you've learned here. That is clarified by the 7 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Page of Swords. You're really thinking about this connection that you're in, and you're really contemplating, is this really for me? You're really doing a deep analysis on the relationship that you're in. Now, if you are single and you don't have a relationship, a lot of you may be surrounded by people that are having issues within their relationship. And you may be asking yourself, do I really want this for myself? Do I really want to be in a commitment with a particular person? Right? So you're questioning this. Should I do it? Should I not? But I think for most of you, again, there's 2 groups of you, those of you who are single and you're thinking about getting into a commitment, but then you also are really overanalyzing it. And it's because a lot of you have experience from the past, and you also have maybe friends or people in the present moment that are having difficulties in their connections. And you may say to yourself, I don't know if I really want to get involved. I don't know if I really want to get involved. I don't know if I'm really ready for that, right? So a lot of you in the present moment are really reevaluating your life and really getting to the bottom of whether or not you want this. It is showing up for you. There is an opportunity here for a commitment, but a lot of you are questioning whether or not this is truly for you. Now, you also have the Magician. You are manifesting, you are creating, manifesting. That's part of your challenge this week. So it is showing up in the present moment. So let's talk about it. What are you manifesting? What are you creating? What do you need to be aware of? Well, the Magician here is clarified by the Sun, the Six of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Your biggest message here in the present moment for you, Libra, is to recognize how important your rest is. Okay, resting, healing, focusing on self-care. This is going to be super important for you in the present moment. And the reason why that's going to be important for you is because it's going to affect your career. It's going to affect your career, you know, especially if you're in the public eye. So resting, some of you don't feel tired, but you're going to realize very quickly that when you lay down in your bed, you may realize, wow, I'm really tired. I really need to focus on resting. When you rest, when you really go into that deep-seated resting energy, doing the bubble bath, doing the salt bath, getting a massage, resting, you're going to realize how tired you've been from all the things that you've gone through, all the things that you've been doing. And what that rest is going to do is it's going to prepare you for what is coming. And I think what is coming for many of you is success in your career. There's going to be major changes in your career. Not only are these changes happening for you in your career, but there's going to be opportunities that are going to show up for you over the next few weeks. This is happening because when Saturn enters into Aries, it's going to enter into your 7th house, and it's going to start putting this pressure on your work. It's going to really just ring you out, right? It's going to really kind of pump you to work even more. And let's say you've already been working. Saturn comes there and Saturn creates more responsibility and more work for you. So the message here is that if you want to continue being successful in your career, you need to honor that resting component of your life. You need to find time to rest, to just sit down and literally do nothing. You know, some of you are constantly on the go and you're draining your energy. So just keep in mind that your ability to manifest the things that you want in your life is very much connected to how much energy you have to do that. Because manifestation requires positivity, it requires reinforcement, it requires taking action, it requires all of these things from you that when Saturn enters into that 7th house, it's going to create more responsibility. Okay. So just be gentle with yourself, especially in the present moment. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing for you in the present moment. Now let's talk about the near future. Let's clarify all the cards. Okay, you have the King of Pentacles. Some of you are dealing with an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Bottom of the deck, you have the World. So something in your life in the near future is coming to an end, okay? In the near future, you have the King of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with an earth sign in the near future, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. That is clarified by the 3 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Pentacles. So in the near future, there's an important choice or decision that you need to make about your life. This important decision here is either to reconcile with this person, to give them a second chance, or to completely leave the connection altogether. Okay. Now, I can't make that decision for you. It is something that you're going to have to decide. But I think the primary focus for many of you, what you need at this time is you're looking for somebody who can bring stability into your life. This is what you're seeking at this time. Okay. And I think your decision is going to be very much connected to whether or not this person can provide that to you. Can this person truly provide consistency in your life for you? Okay. If they can't, a lot of you are going to maybe choose to completely abandon this altogether. And this is what you're really juggling in the near future. Do I truly want to invest myself 100% into this, or do I not? You have the Knight of Wands here. I don't like the Knight of Wands energy in terms of love because it's an inconsistent energy. Yes, there's a lot of passion. Yes, there's a lot of interest, but there's also a lot of inconsistency here in the near future, and you're going to find that out. A lot of you in the near future, you have the High Priestess, the Six of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. In the near future, you're choosing to disconnect. Many of you are choosing to disconnect because there's a bigger and better opportunity that shows up for you. Your intuition is telling you that it's time to leave something. And if you've had inconsistencies in your life, whether it's inconsistencies in a relationship, inconsistencies in a family situation, a work situation, a home situation, a lot of you are going to recognize and realize that something that's been extremely difficult for you, you no longer want to take part in it. You're done. You're done with something here that's been really difficult. Some of you have been in a connection where you feel that the person isn't taking the time to honor your needs, or maybe there is this rejecting energy you feel. Maybe you feel that this person isn't really 100% interested in you, and your intuition is speaking volumes in the near future. It's like, whoa, this is what my intuition's telling me. So many of you are moving on from something in the near future because there's a bigger and better opportunity, and this is why the Page of Wands is showing up. The Page of Wands is emphasizing a brand new direction that you're moving into. There's that Four of Cups again. It is showing up in terms of what you don't see coming. So a lot of you are done with somebody who doesn't pay attention to you. Somebody just doesn't pay attention. It's like every time you talk to them, they are somewhere else, or their attention is somewhere else, or maybe you make an offer to this person and they just don't reciprocate, right? So a lot of you may decide to make plans to move on from this person. Some of you are already, like I said, in a relationship, and you're just choosing to move on from this person because they just can't fulfill those needs that you're looking for, okay? Again, the reading is very specific, not going to resonate with all of you. Let's get some advice. What's the advice for you? Okay, so your advice is the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So your biggest piece of advice is to really recognize what value means to you. What is something that is worth holding on to? Because right now you're at this point where you're questioning, should I stay involved in this situation and continue to feel alone and feel as if I'm not growing in this situation, or should I completely let it go? What a lot of you have to contemplate and figure out is if something that you're holding on to in your life, if it's not bringing value to you, or is it bringing value to you? That's the decision that you have to make here. Because some of you are holding on to something in your life that it's not growing, it's not expanding, it's weighing you down, it's dragging you down. And this is what Saturn's going to do. When Saturn enters into that 7th house and you're dealing with the other, whether it's business, whether it's a partnership, because that's what the 7th house rules in astrology. A lot of you are going to look at your resources. And by the way, resources aren't just money. Resources can be our time, our energy that we're putting into something. Are you putting your energy towards something that is growing, or are you putting your energy towards something that's weighing you down? And when you decide that, at that point, you're going to have to make a decision on whether or not you want to continue holding on to it. Okay. And this is going to determine what your life looks like in the future. Because Saturn's moving into that 7th house, it's really going to start making you question your relationships and question whether or not you want to carry this burden on your back. And most of all, is it worth it, right? Is it worth it? You have to really ask yourself, okay? So that's going to be your biggest piece of advice. Libra, I hope you got something from the reading. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.